So yeah, I'm here today, and I'm gonna tell a short story, like how I became a little bit of an app developer, and this was actually before the internet, and it's yeah, I started to be a programmer and doing programming before the internet, and nowadays it's really hard to remember that time. Just even the time before the iPhone, I think it's super hard to remember that time. Before the internet, as a programmer, you usually work with what we could call like industrial applications, and a lot like telecom and banking and different enterprise, we could call them. And a lot of this didn't have anything to do with Apple. Like Apple was very consumer based, and in Sweden it was really hard to do any Apple stuff. But I liked Apple, because really Apple did this think different things, and I really like that, because I would say they are really asking why are we doing this, and trying to do good stuff. But it was usually harder to do Apple programming. So what I'm going to try to share is what I think, like I have an interpretation how like a framework from Apple actually helped to create a whole field in computer science. And I hope you read that book at least. Everybody knows that book. This is another book about design patterns, a bit more academic. I don't know if anybody read that. No. Well, I read that too. So these books were from '94 and '95, just when the internet was coming about. But the story really starts when this guy comes, this little guy, and it was really different from everything at the time, with this graphical user interface and stuff. But programming it was really hard. It was really the tools for it. The MACINTOSH programmer workshop, it was like a really weird tool set. If I have time, maybe I can show you it. Think C, Code Warrior, maybe some have used that here. And you really needed the books, because at that time it was no hypertext or hyperlinking. There was something called hypercards. So you really needed these books. From the beginning it was 1, and then it grew up to 6, I think Anders was talking about. So MPV, from start I think it had like Pascal, and then later I had like Object Pascal, which was like a form of Pascal, with the classes and stuff, assembler, and later on they added C and C++. But then, 85, they added a framework that was called MacApp. It was built on Object Pascal. And what I found out today was like this guy, Larry Tesler, was actually the head of that project, and he came directly from Xerox. So maybe it's not so much Apple, but more Xerox as usual. That the Xerox Park that was behind it. So these two books, they refer, a lot of the classes and stuff, they refer to a framework that was called ET++. And ET++, it came like 88. And you see the second name there? that's Eric Gamma, and he's like the first name, I think, of the Gang of Four, who was behind the first, or the big blue book. So ET++ was built on C++, on X11 and cross-platform. These books, they refer a lot of classes and constructions, architecture from ET++. So what I'm trying to say here is like Mac app helped to create ET++, that helped to create design patterns. And and this is really what I think is fun with Apple, that it actually comes from there. Just to try to show some evidence for this. So this is the first page of ET++, an object-oriented application framework in C++. I tried to underline there, the architecture of ET++ is based on Mac app. So there we have like one side of it. And then we have from the design pattern book, design patterns, abstraction, and reuse of object-oriented design. So there they actually say in a passage that this work has its roots in Gamma's thesis, which abstracted design patterns from ET++ framework. Should I do an MPV demo? This is the crazy thing. Let's see if I can do it here. Where is it? Because it's a bit of an archaeology to dig up this stuff. You see it? Oh my God. So this is an emulator. It's called Basilisk 2. And just see what kind of Macintosh. 755. That's a pretty old thing. I think it's like a Mac 2 or something. Where am I? Here. So back then, I think this is at least like 90s or something. It's color and stuff. And here, that's a terrible. Why?
Lower the resolution of your main screen.
The main screen. Where is it? There. Where is it? Here. Oh, yay. You see it? So this is, where are we? 90 something? Oh, no. This was harder than I thought. So we can, so this is, it's like a text edit, but it's almost like a command line, but still not. So you can actually run a line by command enter. And then I opened here, yes. I need to set the directory, C examples. And here, first we can create the makefile. Then run the makefile. And then we can run the result. Whoa!
Show the code.
Yeah, I'm going to show the code. Well, I wasn't able to pull in Mac app into this, but here we have, this is a plain C. And Anders will go through this code next. Yes. And yeah, you see main, initialize, do while. Yeah, it's hardcore. So where were I? Let's see there. Does it work? So then I want to do just a reflection. Like today, we have XCODE 7.3, and there's a lot of graphical interface and stuff. Really amazing. And some hate it, but actually, like AUTOLAYOUT is super cool with the constraints and stuff. And then we have documentation at the fingertips, like how many reads a book these days. And this one I really think is super cool. I don't know, the callers, where you can actually add back reference to anybody who's calling the methods. Yeah, okay, and I can go on a tangent here. Last talk I held was about the emulator I made. I showed an emulator now. Did anybody see this emulator? Like, really crazy. Yeah. So, that was what I want to show.